Hi, I'm Madison Tevlin, and this is 21 Questions, where deep, unfiltered, and fun conversations happen with people you know and love who didn't let anything get in the way of following their dreams. I love to say I have Down syndrome, and it's the least interesting thing about me. And while I know that's true, you're probably like, okay, Madison, I've heard of Down syndrome, but what does that even mean? It's a condition that impacts your development. So you might see almond eyes, differences in speech, some mobility issues, and the need to understand the world a little differently, but it also can include things you can't see, like heart conditions, anxiety, and depression. Down syndrome isn't something I'm scared of, so you shouldn't be either. I think the things that make us different are way cooler than the things that make us the same. I used to think people without Down syndrome were never judged, stared at, or overlooked like I was. Well, I was totally wrong about that. Lots of people feel judged for something about them that makes them special. It's just about never giving up on yourself so the world can start to see what you've known about yourself all along. That you belong just the way you are. I started this podcast so people could learn a little more about me and my community, but also to be inspired by people I love and admire who have never given up on themselves. I could play 20 questions with my guests, but now that you know I have an extra 21st chromosome, I thought it'd be fun to give them an extra special 21st one, just like me. We'll both take turns drawing questions at random, so you never know what's coming next. Is it something super fun or something that makes you go deep? This is 21 Questions. Hi, I'm Madison Tevlin, and this is 21 Questions, and I'm sitting down with my favorite person in the world. Her name is Sylvia, and she's the producer of the show.
This is an extra special episode of 21 Questions because I get to go into your whole life and your story and all the things people want to know about you. I've been so lucky to know you for years and years and years, so I know so much about you, and people are learning so much about you on this podcast, but we want people to get even more in depth about who the real Madison is. So this is extra special bonus content.
For both of us.
For both of us.
And I'm so happy that Sylvia's going to be on the screen with me.
Under duress, I'm here with you today.
And I feel so good, and I love you so much.
I love you too.
I love that you've been part of me through the whole journey and through my whole life.
I know, this has been the best. It's a real dream come true to get to make this podcast with you.
It really is.
So I'm going to ask you a bunch of questions, maybe 21, maybe not.
We'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens. Okay. This is a hard job.
I know, right?
I don't know how you do it. Let's talk about the podcast a little bit.
Yay.
This has been, yay. Yeah,
let's talk about the podcast.
I love you. As if talking on the podcast isn't enough. Now we're going to talk about the podcast.
Good. Let's do it.
Okay. So this is something we've been working on for a super long time. Like, you literally would call me every day and be like, Sylvia, are we making the podcast yet?
Are we doing this or do this or
and I was like, I promise, every day I'm trying. And so finally when it's a reality.
It's a really big deal for both of us, especially for me, because like I just feel like I'm in it to win it. And I want to do like everything on this podcast, have so much fun doing it. And I love talking to people, listen to them and their stories, and I just love being the host.
Yeah. You're such a good host, but you also work so hard. I think a lot of people might think that in the background, people are doing all these things and you just show up and you pull questions out of a box and there you are.
Right, but I'm actually part of everything. Like, behind the scenes, I'm doing everything with everyone, making actually this a reality.
Right.
And I'm, like, working with you. I'm working with, like, everyone.
Yeah. And it's such a fun job to get ready for because, like, the other night, we were learning about a guest, and, like, the research on guests is fun. Like, all your guests are incredible. So we're like watching music videos and laughing and watching people on YouTube and checking out their Instagram and watching Dancing with the Stars and doing all these things.
I was just going to say, what do we get with the stars?
So it's like, it's fun that we get to do that together.
I know. And I love, like, we get to, like, prep and relax and think of, like, I remember in Palm Springs, the best time. And I just felt so prepared and so ready for everything for LA. And so we were, like, walking, doing everything. We're in the pool doing everything together. Explain that a little bit to them.
Yeah, because, well, we get really creative about how we prep. Because we, you know, like, you don't just sit by a computer all the time. Like, that's a little bit boring. Right. So we take our prep on the road. And sometimes we have to. Like, sometimes we just don't have time.
But
so
tell
them
about the pool energy, though.
Okay.
I love the story.
The pool energy was great. So I have become an old lady, and I really like walking around a pool because it feels really good on your body. I'm not an old, I mean, I'm not really. But, like, I learned that walking around a pool feels really good on your body. It's, like, really good for you.
And you taught me this.
I taught you this. So we were like, why don't we just prep in the pool? So we were literally just walking around the pool for, like, hours.
And chatting and talking and doing all my answers and questions.
We were complete prunes by the time we got out. Like, my feet were so wrinkly. My hands were not so bad because I was holding paper, but my feet were really, really wrinkly. And But we got to do it, and it like kind of freed both of our minds to like not necessarily just be like stuck inside prepping.
And not to stop, like get out of our mind and not to think. And it was so fun that way.
Right. We talked a lot when we were prepping about what a good answer to a question really is. Like,
and then you really helped me sink everything in.
So what kind of things were you learning when we were prepping aside from just like who your guests were?
More about myself every time we talk together and we do everything with each other. And you make me see myself in a different way. Oh, cool. And that's what I love about you. You take the best things out of me, sometimes that I don't even know.
Oh, that's amazing. That's such a nice compliment. Thank you.
But it's true.
Nice. When you're talking about like learning more about yourself in this process, it's cool that you're learning about yourself even while you're preparing for your guests. Right. What kinds of things have you learned about yourself?
You made me see so many different things in myself. I remember having good conversations with you and, you know, wanted to cry and show my weakness and everything. But you helped me to, like, make that actually happen and see the little things and everything about me.
That's really cool.
I loved it.
Do you feel more vulnerable now than maybe you did before?
Maybe I feel more comfortable and I'm open to, like, being more down to earth and, like, have those deep down conversations with people.
That's really cool. Because when you have those like next layer of conversations.
And it just builds up a friendship.
Like a real one.
Like a real one. Yeah. Like I remember like you told me something that happened with like Kath, for example, right? And like I really felt for her and everything and I love her and everything so much. So when we actually got to talking and everything together, I felt so happy that we got to like the next level of our friendship together.
Totally. Because I think just to fill our audience in, sometimes going deep is a bit tricky for you.
Right, but having those friendships like you and Kath, you guys make me feel so comfortable that I can be able to have those conversations with you too.
Yeah, and it's part of growing up. Like at the end of the day, you're 23 years old. Like I'm way older than you. So I've had so many years to have to learn a lot of these lessons that you're learning now.
Remember, can we tell them the moment about the rainbow in Palm Springs together with your dad?
Yes, so we were having a big conversation that day about what it feels like to go deep and be vulnerable with somebody. And sometimes when people share things with you, when you hear something that's hard or sad, it's hard to take that information in, right? And so you were kind of feeling like you didn't want to have a deep conversation. Like, why? Do you want to explain why you didn't want to have a deep conversation? I don't want to put words in your mouth.
You can start it.
Okay, like when someone would say something hard, how did it make you feel when you'd hear something hard about that person?
It's hard to listen to it. I know you're my friend and everything, and I don't want anything to happen to you.
Right. So you're someone who laughs in an awkward situation.
Right.
Yeah, which is like...
And that's normal for me. I just do that.
But it's normal for a lot of people. Super normal. And so then it's like, the thing I think that you said to me that was so beautiful, you're like, well, if I want to go deeper with someone, what do I say? Like, how do I do it?
What do I do?
And I love that you asked that because some people would just be like, never mind, I'm not going to learn anything. But you asked that question. But I gave you some like conversation starters on how to go deeper. And questions you could ask somebody.
I really want the moment of the
I'm going to tell them. Yeah,
okay,
we're getting there. Okay,
that's what I'm waiting for.
The rainbow story. But it's important to give the context. Remember, we're painting the picture.
True. We're painting the picture of what the day in life and then would look like.
Exactly, which is another thing we're learning together is painting the picture.
And explaining everything.
Exactly, to give context to stories. So when I had shared with you earlier in the day that, you know, I lost my dad a few years ago and it was really hard for me because my dad and I were super close. He was a really, really important person to me. But he was around to see the beginning of this podcast. Right? He was around to see
everything with us.
Totally. He knew Who Do You Think I Am? He was so proud of me and he loved you. And my dad was also someone who really fought for people who weren't being seen. And so I really got that quality from my dad to say, like, if someone's not being seen and listened to, like, you can't just let that happen. How do you fight for them? How do you help their voice? How can you use what you have to change that and to help make things better for people?
True.
So he loved you. And so one of the things that makes me so sad when my dad's gone is that I can't call him and be like, Dad, Arnold, we met Arnold today, you know? Like, those
you
are
can't just say that.
Exactly, because he's not here. And so I look for signs to think like, okay, in these moments of like these big things happening and these amazing conversations and the things we get to do together, like, how do I know my dad is there? So when I was younger, my dad had told me the story that he had a really, really hard day and he was driving in the car and all of a sudden he saw this huge rainbow come across the sky and he pulled over and he thought, oh my gosh, like on one of the hardest days of my life, there's a rainbow there. Like, I know everything will be okay.
That's true.
And so I've only seen 2 rainbows since my dad died. And we were in Palm Springs together getting ready.
And it was like, we're going out to have like a fun night together.
Yes, we were having a date, girls' night. Yeah.
Yeah, it was so much fun and everything. And then we saw this rainbow.
We were stopped in our tracks. The weather was not rainbow weather. It was
at all.
Crazy.
We just saw the rainbow there and that was it.
And we stopped in our tracks and we'd had this big, beautiful conversation about like, in hard moments when someone shares something that happens, and I stopped and I looked at you and I said, oh, I had never told you the story about the rainbow. And we're looking at this rainbow and I had like a bunch of tears in my eyes and you like grabbed my arm and you were just like, do you want to talk about it? Are you okay? And it was the first time you'd ever asked me a question like that.
Well, I had to. I felt it was the right thing to do.
It was the right thing to do. And I just felt like my friendship with you got even stronger in that moment. It was really special.
That was the perfect moment.
It was a perfect moment. So it's so special for me to like get to see you grow through all of this because we've been working together for so long.
And getting this podcast and everything also. Yeah. And I feel like doing this podcast with you and everything has been so fun.
Yeah.
And I love that we keep doing it.
Me too. There's 5 episodes of the podcast out already.
Right.
What have you learned about the guests so far that's like really surprised you about them?
The episode finally came out. I'm so happy, so excited about everything. I watched it this morning.
With who? With who?
With Nelly Furtado! My favorite girl in the world. My musical icon. She's a queen. I've literally been listening to Nelly since her first album came out. I've been obsessed with her. And like we're big family friends with her. I remember like she's been through a lot with my family and everything. My sister and her daughter are very good friends. We went to school and everything together. And then my mom and her were really good friends. So when she got bangs, and then my mom got bangs and everything because of her and everything. So we're obsessed with her. We love her and everything. Yeah. So she comes over to the house a lot, hangs out with us and everything. We got her on the podcast. I got to interview her. Yeah. But I got to talk to her to like a whole new different level. And I just feel like more building on our friendship even better now. And I'm so happy that we're the ones that let you meet her.
That was so cool. I'm really glad you brought her into my life too, because that episode, I'm very lucky. I get to listen to the episodes like a zillion times before they come out. And so I know exactly what's going to happen. Sorry, everybody else. I have the inside scoop. But not
just you, but you bring me in that life with you as well.
Totally. You get to
know. And I love that.
Yeah, it's really cool. But the fun thing about this episode was that even though I'd heard it so many times, I wanted to listen to it over and over again.
Because it's so good.
It's so good. And there's so many things that she says that are so impactful. Like, you guys got talking about the song Better Than Ever.
Right.
That
That's my favorite.
You were obsessed with. And then we were talking about, like, why did you make it and all these things.
Right.
And then Nelly said something about, like, I think you might have asked her, like, when you're really busy, or no, the question was, what's the worst advice anyone's ever given you?
Right.
And she said to slow down when you feel like you're in the zone.
I actually don't remember this. So good that you're recapping it.
I'm here to
recap
now. This for you. So I really love that because when you're ambitious, which we both are, we want big things for each other. We're chasing these big dreams,
big goals, getting everything done for each other.
And that's hard.
I know, very hard.
It's really hard. And it's hard to be ambitious because, like, your head and your heart know what's possible.
True. And sometimes they're not connected, but sometimes it can be.
Totally. But then sometimes the rest of the world's not connected to your head and your heart, and they're like, okay, I'm going to take your ambition.
And then what am I going to do within myself, right?
Exactly. But we have to not give up. And so one of the things that Nelly said, like, when people tell you to stop, she's like, no, like, don't take your foot off the gas pedal. Don't stop chasing the dreams. If you're in it and you have more to give, like, keep giving it. And I thought that was such good advice for both of us because
we learned so much from her.
We did. And I don't think everyone has always seen what's possible when it comes to the things we work on together.
That's
true.
But
we know what's possible.
Remember the first episode we ever did, I think, with May Martin? Yeah. I just loved that episode with May because I just felt like we connected everything so fast, so easily and everything. So when we got to the deep and vulnerable stuff and everything together, it made it so much easier that way.
Yeah, May was like a squishy person to have that interview with because you weren't super comfortable being vulnerable yet, but May like unlocked something in me,
like opened me up, and like I really was talking about everything.
Totally. And Cameron was the same way. It was like
I every time I would say something or talk and everything, he would just have this big laughter happening right now and like a good laugh that I just felt so good being in that moment with him.
Yeah.
I love his laughing. Like his laughing is very contagious.
So contagious. He had the best smell, the best nails,
everything, the best hug.
outfit, the best hugs. Like truly 10 out of 10, Cameron, if you're listening to this bonus episode.
Yeah.
We loved you.
We just loved you a lot.
So you were amazing. And just so down to earth.
I know. And so easy to talk to.
So easy to talk to. But also big dreams that people didn't always get and didn't always see. True. But in his heart, he knew. He was like, I'm going to push through everything to get there. And now he's like on the Eras tour.
With Taylor Swift. Like
dream come true.
I know.
Literal dream come true.
I know.
So that was a podcast episode about the podcast. That's kind of crazy.
I know.
Did you love it?
I loved it. That was so much fun. I loved to talk with you and just having the best time with you. Like we always do.
Same. It's fun to reflect on how this podcast started.
And the moments and everything we had throughout the whole entire thing. And then now we're just going to keep going on it, like with Matt Rogers. I'm really excited about that one.
Matt's going to be super fun.
I know.
We've learned all the words to Rockefeller Center.
Oh my God, that's like my favorite song.
It's going to be started. We might have to perform it for him, which could be embarrassing, but I think we should just do it anyway.
Yeah, anyway.
It's fine.
Agreed, good.
Maybe he'll take us on tour with him.
Oh, that'd be so much fun.
Next Christmas will be
the
Queens of Christmas.
Queens of Christmas!
We're coming for you, Matt.
We're coming for you, Matt. We're Christmas of Queens. You're the king and we're the queens.
That's right. But I think it's so fun to get to make this with you. I'm so glad that we get to share a little bit about how it's made because lots of people don't know how these things get made. They think we just like flip on a microphone and it's like, oh, hi,
do the
we're
thing.
here. And
Right.
this is 21 questions, but there's so much
More to it.
before we get here. So thanks for being the best host. Thanks for working so hard and sharing your heart and your stories. I love you so much.
I love you more than you love me, girl.
Not true. Impossible.
Whatever you want to say. Try to find a good, comfortable position. I knew that was gonna happen. I was gonna burp. I knew it. I don't think you are Dr. Sylvia.
That's correct.
Oh, it is. Oh my God. Every time we hear knocking, everything we think is Arnold.
Arnold, interrupt our interview.
I would laugh so hard.
I would
Why?
die if
I would
Arnold
actually die,
if
too.
Arnold just walked in and was like, I told you I'll be back.
I love that.